This is the place where real dialogue matters.
Make some noise for that sound, man.
It is time to take flight with Audio Airstrike.
What's up, guys? This is Everett, Hall-McNeill, and this is Audio Airstrike. Thank you for joining us once again. We got another episode for you. I'm here with a friend of mine from college, man. He is a youth pastor at Abundant Life Church, and he also just became an ordained minister. So if you ever need a wedding done, this brother can do it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
I'm just trying to make sure the plug is right.
No, I could hook you up. That's cool.
Okay,
I
cool.
could hook you up. Yeah.
We got my good brother Ivan with us, ladies and gentlemen. Ivan, how you been, man?
Good, man. Good. I'm just happy. I'm just happy you asked me to, come on your podcast, and I'm glad that you're on your 86th episode, and I hope you get to your 86 millionth episode, to keep this going, because this is good stuff that people need to hear, and have more people come on here from all different type of backgrounds and careers or whatever the case may be. And I know guys gonna keep touching your heart and keep this going. So I'm excited for you to just ask me to come on here. So thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely, absolutely. So we got to talk about Ayesha Curry, and I don't want to. This is not now when I bring her up. This is not me trying to have a roast session like people be doing on the internet. Oh my God, yo! The worst one I saw was they put a picture of her and Hines Ward in the same place.
Oh yeah, I can't. She still look like Hines Ward to me after seeing it. You know how social media get when someone's on that topic or getting roasted. It's like people be predicting the future and know this is going to happen because they just have videos and gifs and stuff on demand,
right?
Ready to. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, it is funny. It is.
It'd be out in 2 seconds.
Quickly. I'm still finding new ones being sent to my phone and stuff like that. I'm just people crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts, man. It's nuts.
People really crazy, man.
And you can't unsee it either. That's how savage they are. You can't unsee it either.
Nah.
My gosh. But with Ayesha Curry, she basically said that she would like to be wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's in a marriage type of situation, and that is solidified, that's set in stone, there's no turning back, she still likes to be wanted. Now, when I heard this story break, I was like, I get it, because your husband is an NBA star, several awards, thriving in his career, a lot of attention's on him, and he's wanted at times. I know that.
Yeah.
However, I'm sitting there looking at this situation this is the problem that I have with people when they turn around and go for the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
It's like the 80-20 rule, but it's reverse. It's you have all this stuff, but you still want to be wanted by the everyday dude still.
Yeah.
And we live in a society where it's good grief, everybody wants the attention of some other person so badly, they need it.
Of course.
And it's one of them situations where you got to build that self-confidence. You got to figure out ways to be happy with being in your own skin.
Yeah.
Being able to be this is my husband, we love each other, that's good enough. We don't need to be worried about if somebody's, checking us out for clout purposes or whatnot, or, somebody's in our DMs. And, I think it's and look, I'm just talking basically as society as a whole, and I'm kind of using the Ayesha Curry as an example.
Yeah.
When that happens, when people start reacting that way, or start being well, I wish people wanted me more, you're in a good situation, you've been blessed,
yeah.
But I mean, hey, people are human, and society's gonna at times can make people think that they're always lacking something.
Yeah, of course.
What's your thoughts on it?
So initially when I first, and it's hilarious because literally all day yesterday I was going back and forth with people about it, but in a good way, because honestly this is it's a good conversation, kind of topic to talk about. But for me, when I first initially heard it, I was pretty much almost every other guy. I'm hold on, you got this, that, and the third. Your husband's NBA basketball player. You have everything set for you. He seems loyal. Y'all seem like y'all have a good relationship. And, I just seen the basic post of it, but I didn't really watch the video. So that was my initial thought before I said anything or posted anything. That was my initial thought. Why is she I don't understand. You got all this already. So what I did first was I watched the whole Red Table Talk, watched the whole interview. And then I sat back and actually thought about it. And then I was you know what? I actually get what she means. I actually get it. I'm probably one of the rare few guys that actually get what she means. So to me, what I really got what she means is the fact that For one, you gotta look at how long her and Steph been together. They've been together since high school.
Right.
So they're high school sweethearts, right? You always been with him. And knowing what type of person he was, or he was eventually probably going to go to the NBA. So once you realize that, you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit to that to support him and his NBA endeavors. Even though, his family obviously has money because his dad was in the league and stuff like that.
Right.
But still, you're about to get married. Y'all are pursuing a future together and stuff like that. Most people that had, or most wives that are in the league, they had to sacrifice at first before they were able to get their own stuff. So
Right.
they sacrifice, watch the kids, they do all the thing while they're traveling on the road and stuff like that. So over time, you got to think about it, she doesn't really have her own identity. What's her main identity? Steph Curry's wife. That's it. Steph Curry's wife. And then not to mention she having 3 kids back to back to back, like quickly. Like they're all within a few years, I'm pretty sure. And her body changes. So now she's even viewing herself as, okay, I don't even look as good as I used to. Because at the end of the day, we all look in the mirror and have some type of flaw about ourselves, personally. Like, dang, my nose is big, or my ears, especially for females, they do it a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Females get very self-conscious.
They get very self-conscious, and they have insecurities a lot. And she's also seeing now, her husband, even though she didn't like her husband being too friendly with, with the girls that are attracted to him and stuff like that, but obviously they're going to be because, he's an NBA basketball star. He's making a lot of money. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the typical thing, And she just wants that reassurance, because human nature, we want reassurance. Like, I don't care what people really say. Like, even if you're not even married. Like, I know I've seen people, single people. I mean, not single people, my bad. People in relationships, like, hanging out and going out with them. And they be like, you know what? I'm going to just see if I still got it. I'm going to just go talk to this girl, get her number just to see if I still got it.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Men be doing
that. Like I said, men be doing it. Like, and she didn't say it in a way where she was like, I want to cheat on Steph. Did she say she wanted to cheat? Did she say she really want guys literally coming up to her and trying to book her? No, she didn't really go into detail with that. She just wants that reassurance to feel like she still got it. And there's really nothing wrong with that because it's a personal insecurity that she's dealing with. The only problem is maybe she worded it differently, or maybe the point is she went on national television and talked about it.
Do you think that's where she messed up? That she went on public television where you can easily be scrutinized?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a risk. And
right.
People give these celebrities such high pedestals, and you look at them, oh my God, we first and foremost, we give celebrities too much, like, we forget they're human. They're literally just like us. Their tax bracket is different. That's the only difference. Right. They're just like us. They make mistakes. Like, how many celebrity couples do you have to see in these scandals to realize, like, they're no different than who we are? Like, how many, like, every time you see them post on social media, there's more in the relationship that we don't see. We don't know what's really in the ins and outs of the relationship. We don't know. So we got to stop putting these people on such a high pedestal and realize they're just as human as us. Yes, we like them for what they do. They're famous. It's cool when they look together. Oh my God. Everyone's like to say relationship goals. Why? I'm pretty sure there's other people's marriages that are around. Why don't you feel the same way about their marriages? Why? Because they have more money? They're on TV?
You want to know something else I noticed? You can always tell the men who have been dragged out and called a dog because they're coming out of the woodwork saying, of course. Yeah, you see how she's reacting and this and that, and it's all a bunch of BS. And
of course.
She's sitting over there, like women, they always want more. Like,
of course.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
When it comes to men coming out of the woodworks and saying this, put yourself in her shoes for you come out of the woodworks and drop a comment, if you can.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to do that, if you're going to sit over there and make all these accusations, oh, she just mad and just, going out of the woodwork, she don't know what she wants, or, she always wants more. At one point, you wanted more. You wanted to see if you still had it. Mm-hmm. So for you to be calling somebody out for reacting the same way makes you a hypocrite.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations where I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, a lot of people, and this is another thing I want to mention when it comes to analyzing information on the internet, people will look at a 30-second clip, a headline, and think that's gospel. They don't go back and look at the hour-long episode.
Absolutely.
They don't sit there and look at the
Absolutely.
30-minute. They take the 30 seconds of what somebody said.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I remember when the 2008 election was going on and the whole Jeremiah Wright thing was happening.
Okay, yeah.
The news took about, and not to get political, but it's the perfect example. They took like his most outrageous moments and just spliced it together and posted that and said, this guy's nuts.
That's what they do.
If they're going to do that with a politician or somebody who's the preacher close to a politician, what do you think they're going to do to somebody's wife?
Of course. And you got to think about it too. Social media is driven off drama most of the time. So if they could take the most controversial thing in whatever you said, they're going to post that quote to get people's attention, to start talking about it, to be commented on their comment box and stuff like that. And majority of the people, which time and time again I prove by having conversations with people about subjects like these, they don't actually listen to the actual content itself. They just take either what other people heard or what they just seen off this one sentence.
Or they regurgitate facts.
Yeah,
that's going to get from another source.
And that's pretty much it. And honestly, with the comes to guys and me being a man, obviously, I know where the deeper stem comes from all the outrage from guys. Because you got to think about on social media, like honestly, it's a big rivalry between men and women. It is. It's a big rivalry because
I would say it's a heavyweight. It was a heavyweight bout. I would say that
it is. It's a heavy. And what I mean by that is the fact that you always have women complain about guys on social media. That's facts. They do. Or talk about men ain't ish. You know, they be dragging dudes and exes and stuff like that, and that's a fact. And a lot of guys, including myself, because it annoys me too, because I'm a man. You know, even though they're not talking to me directly, so I don't go on their post talking about, oh, not all guys are like that, but I know they're not talking about all men. Most of the time, they're talking about their experiences.
Person.
Yeah, their experiences they had with certain people. So not necessarily the whole male gender they're talking about. They're really mainly crying wolf for the people or the guy that hurt them. But a lot of their statuses be categorizing every guy. So a lot of men get frustrated and tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets annoying after a while. And then y'all talking about y'all tired of guys or these ignorant guys or men ain't ish, but you still keep going after the same guys that have that same quality. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like
what are you attracting to cause all this fuss?
Yeah, exactly. And I think for most men, I'm not going to say all men, but for most men, I feel like they would just rather appreciate and have girls understand, like, you have to realize you still had something to do with this situation happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, recognize the stuff you didn't do wrong and take that into account as well. Because in every situation, or maybe every relationship, even though obviously the guy might have been the main person wrong, but you probably kept hurting yourself by staying in that relationship, which is a bad decision on your part. You know what I'm saying? You should have got out earlier in the relationship, but since you decided to stay and try to either change them and stay, it caused way, 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 way more hurt and damage. So now you get on to the next guy eventually, or maybe right away, who knows, and go through the same exact cycle. So it's like
it's almost like relationship insanity. You do the same thing expecting a different result.
Like, that's why Albert Einstein said, you know, insanity is doing the same exact thing and expecting different results. So I can see where a lot of the guys' frustration is coming from for the whole Ayesha quote, and including myself, because when I initially, before I saw the video and actually thought about it to myself, like what it actually meant, and I actually got it, I thought the same thing. And really, also, men are thinking like, dang, there's literally nothing you can do to totally please a female. Like, you can do everything. You can be rich, be a rich basketball player, have all these different stuff, give everything you want, and you still can't please nobody. You can't please. And to a degree, you have to realize, too, you can't 100% please anyone. Even if you're married to him, you can't 100% fill every need at every time. You can't. It's impossible.
That's true,
It's literally impossible. I don't care how long you've been married to someone, how long, like, your child. You can't even please all your child. Like, my mom can't please, even though she knows me for most of my life, even as a kid till now, she can't give me all my needs.
Right.
You're still going to be missing something. At the end of the day, even if you're married to someone, yes, you're married to them. Yes, you're a team. Yeah, you become one. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to fill every single need. You're not. You're really not. Like, just like you can't even fix people. You can't fix them.
And I think that is what hurts a lot of relationships is when they go in trying to fix somebody's situation.
Exactly.
He asked for a mate, not a savior. You can't come in trying to fix a situation you don't know nothing about.
You can't. You can help. You can try to help them.
You can give
try
some advice.
to guide them. You can give them advice, but at the end of the day, a lot of us fall these traps that we can fix people, but also ultimately we're hurting ourselves in the process because you can't fix anyone. That's not our job to fix nobody. That's God's job to fix people. That's not our job. Our job is to plant seeds and help along the way, but at the end of the day, I can't change you. I can't change you. No matter what, you're your own person. Whatever you want to do is what you're going to do.
Right.
And a lot of us, we have good intentions when we have that. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you can't fix them. You can't fix them. So I see the guy's point of view, like most of the men's point of view when it comes to that. And I see what a lot of the girls defend. And also a lot of things that guys are flipping is, what if it was a reverse? And we'll say if Steph Curry says something like this, how would the girls react?
Oh, he get flamed.
I agree. Now that I 100% agree with. It'll be totally different. It'll be totally different.
They be carrying them. They be coming up to.
I agree.
They're currently in the playoffs right now. He would be getting dragged. They'd be having
dragged
derogatory
through
signs.
the mud. Like it would honestly, it would be terrible.
It'd be right.
It would be terrible. Don't get me wrong. It would be terrible. And the thing is, that's the double standard. That's a double standard. We gotta stop. We gotta stop doing it. We have to apply the same things to everyone. We got to.
What do you think it's going to take for the double standard to stop? Because I don't think we're going to see that stop anytime soon. God himself?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously. I guess the one way to stop is actually to use your mind, use your brains, use common sense, actually think logically about certain things. Because honestly, we scream unity and everything should be fair. We in a country where the justice system isn't fair. You got to think about all around us. A lot of things ain't fair all around us. Justice system isn't fair. How women are underpaid in certain jobs and men are more paid is unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like even like
healthcare is
unfair. Like even like
voting is unfair.
Even like girls getting into the club for free, and guys have to pay all the time. Or even that technically isn't fair. Like it's a lot of unfairness around us. So and you're born into unfairness. Life isn't fair. You hear that quote a lot throughout your life, and it's 100% true. It's not fair. And until we can get into some type of like wave where we actually think about each logical situation every time a situation comes up and actually be fair to one another, that's the only way, we will solve this problem. Not even to get preachy, but I'm doing it anyway. But I just think about Jesus when he said, what's the most important commandments? What's the most important commandments? He said, love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. If we would truly do that, it would be an easier way to help us solve this type of problem. Because if you're loving your neighbor as yourself, how bad do you love yourself? Like how much do you care for yourself? How selfish are we for ourselves? We have to apply that to someone and not your neighbor, not literally your physical neighbor, like your next door neighbor. I'm talking about someone you don't know, even someone you don't like, someone you might not even get along with. Showing love to them. That's how you somehow like deal with the situation that's going on. I mean, honestly, it's really never going to stop because it's been in our country. It's been stemming in our country for so long. This is how it is. But doesn't mean certain and little changes can't happen,
Right. And another thing that we got to keep in mind is it takes a village to raise a people.
Absolutely.
And it has to start somewhere where somebody is teaching, hey, this is how we're going to look out for each other. There has to be community. The problem right now is that you have a lot of transactional relationships and transactional friendships.
Absolutely.
And nobody knows how to really move in a way where it's about community, where it's about, hey, I'm looking out for you just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going out here on a limb for you. Have my back when I do this, and we'll look out for each other in that regard. That doesn't happen.
Nah.
What is happening right now is that do what you can for me in the moment, and then when it's not good anymore, I'm gone. Yeah. And I could care less about your well-being.
I agree.
And I don't care what anybody says. The actions will display that. It doesn't matter what you say to soften the blow.
Actions always speak louder than words.
The actions will always speak louder than words. So, and the sad part about that is because people are entering
Yeah.
into a culture where that is happening,
Mm-hmm.
it makes people harden. It changes people. It warps people's mind.
Absolutely.
It warps people's heart, and it makes them not want to open up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To be transparent. I've went through that recently.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, you know. It's hard when you're the nice guy and you're in this culture where they feel like, okay, we'll just talk to you any type of way because you're a nice guy, or we can
We can get over on you,
we can
or
get over
yeah,
on
yeah.
you. We can
Absolutely.
talk any type
yeah.
of way we want to, and you're probably not going to do something that would the huge militant guy would do. We ain't
Exactly.
gotta worry about you punching somebody in the face every 5
Yeah.
minutes.
You won't really defend yourself.
Right. And the problem with that is that if you keep on doing that, you're going to turn that person into the very thing you think he's not going to do.
Yep. You're pretty much making a savage.
Yeah, that's what you're pretty much
making
doing.
a savage.
You turning somebody into a savage.
Yep.
That doesn't help anybody. That doesn't help the environment. That doesn't help the people around. That doesn't help anybody's family. If you look at that whole situation.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All that's teaching is I got to look out for me. Forget everybody else. What kind of culture is that? How's anybody supposed how's anybody supposed to build off that?
Yep.
How's anybody supposed to really grow and really understand one another if we got a bunch of transactional friendships and relationships that goes on? It don't help nobody.
And that's where the problem is. That's where it truly like stems for. And I notice when these situations happen, like even if it's like man versus women, when it comes to like if it's a man, then all the men are going to defend the men, and if it's a woman, all the like. The one thing that kills me, or even a different situation, is the fact that you can know, like, okay, let's say for Ayesha, since we're talking about her.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's some guys that understand what she meant. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them, right? But I feel like just because, since women always go at men all the time, I'm just going to feed the same thing. You know, I'm just going to be the same way. I'm just going to directly go against it, right?
Bro, they don't really want to catch the heat. You
Yeah.
got to think we're in a women's empowerment movement right now, which I'm for.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm not for is when people use tactics of the oppressor against the people they're going against.
Yeah.
How would that make you any different?
Nah,
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree.
I'm all for empowerment. If you want to really push change, I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't take on the actions that oppressed you
Yeah,
at first.
I
That's
agree.
it. That's all I agree.
I agree. And I mean, and the only reason why I brought that point up is because two wrongs don't make a right.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, two wrongs don't make it right. So, even like since Trump has been in office, right? We know what Obama went through with a lot of people going to office. Like a lot of people was disrespectful to him, like very disrespectful to him, more than any other president.
Right.
Very disrespectful, very racist things people have been saying. So you now that Trump is in office, you have people that liked Obama treating Trump the same exact way, even though Trump has way more stuff that you should be saying about him. But the reason why I bring that up is because two wrongs don't make a right.
They don't.
Just because people were ganging up on another thing, and then now you're on the flip side. Now you're on the strong part of it. You can do it. It's still not right.
Right.
When does the cycle break? Eventually, you gotta break the cycle, and we can't wait for the other side to be the bigger person. Sometimes you gotta step up and take that role and be like, you know what? I gotta see this is wrong. No matter if I'm like, no matter if this is my friend or if I like this person or don't like this person, wrong is wrong and right is right. That's how you really start to break it as well. Like, okay, I know this is wrong. I gotta be honest. I gotta call it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't just keep feeding what I want just because the other person, did it back to me. Because at the end of the day, and what really breaks my heart is the fact that we can't even share personal insecurities no more.
We sure can't.
This is a personal insecurity that she just shared, right? Personal. Something she just thinks to herself. A personal insecurity.
And we can't even have an intelligent conversation about it without every type
people
of
arguing, and you got single people, literally single people, never been married before, telling a married woman how she should act and what she should say.
Mm.
What sense does that make? What does that make? And I'm not saying, and I'm single myself, I'm not saying you can't give a married person advice. I'm not saying you can't help married people. I'm not saying you're not eligible to do that. But it don't give you a right to criticize because you can't relate to what they're going through.
Right.
Period. Just like, for instance, if I know someone that's dealing with cutting themselves. Have I cut myself before? No. I can't relate to what she's going through. I can still help her. I could try to help her to get past that. I can give her resources. I can give her another person who's dealt with that before and helped them. But I can't sit here and actually criticize her doing it like, oh, she needs to suck it up. She needs to stop cutting herself. She needs to stop doing that. You know why? Because I can't relate to how she's feeling.
Right.
I can't relate to what cutting her makes her release from. Because when you're cutting, you're releasing tension, and it gives you like a good feeling after you're cutting. It like breaks tension because you're going through anxiety. You're doing it for depression. You're cutting yourself for numerous reasons. But I can't sit here and criticize you because I can't even relate to what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't, and really, we shouldn't be criticizing regardless if you can relate or not. But at least if you went through it, you have more ledge to do that.
You want to know what the big problem with today's society is? We are more afraid of accountability than getting canceled.
That's a huge fact. Accountability, and you know what's the funny part? Accountability is something that everyone talks about they want, but don't truly want it.
How about that? Everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change.
Yeah, like everyone talks like, I want accountability. Yeah. But as soon as somebody tells you that something you're slipping on, it's they're attacking me. Oh, they're judging me. And a lot of people do judge. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people do. They do judge. But here's the difference. If someone's holding you accountable, it's not what they say, it's how they're saying it, for one.
Right.
It's how they're saying it. It's intentionality that goes into that. So, Everett, let's say, for example, you struggle with drinking with alcohol. Like, you used to be drinking alcohol a lot. Okay. So, you're trying to slow down on that. And let's just say, for instance, you did a good job. You went a few months without it. You did a good job. Let's just say you hung out at some birthday parties and they was at bars. And let's just say you slipped up once or twice.
Okay.
With it, right? And I noticed since you're slipping up, you've been more prone to going back to drinking again.
Right.
So, me being a friend and holding you accountable is me pulling you to the side and letting you know, like, yo, I noticed you're going back into your old habits. Like, in order for you to change, you need to stop hanging out at these bars because you're going to be tempted to do X, Y, and Z. See, what I did was I told you what you're doing wrong with giving you a solution.
Right.
And that's what accountability is.
And that's key.
Yo, it's giving you a solution. A lot of people, you can tell who's judging you is the fact that they point and don't give you no help. Don't give you no solution. Don't give you no something to do, an action step to try to help you. That's how you can really tell the difference. And there's a lot of people that's pointing, telling you need to stop doing this, stop doing that, but not really helping you.
Yeah.
But
you should and to be honest, if that's going on in your life, you should not be getting advice from them. If they don't have a solution or try to help you, being like, hey, I'm going to help you out here. If they don't do that, if they sit over there and criticize you and then you never hear from them again until they need something else, you don't need to be around them.
Yep.
That's a sign that they're not really there for you. I don't care what they say. Look at the actions. I don't care what they say.
Actions always speak louder than words.
Actions will always speak louder than words.
Always.
You will know your circle real quick when you're going through a storm. It's easy to sit over there when the sun is out. It's nice out. It's looking like a nice, great summer day. But when it starts raining and thundering and it's not looking so nice, watch how many people scatter.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's how it is, man. And even just talking about Ayesha's thing, and my thing is, and people got to realize it's okay to disagree with one another, guys.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's part of life. It's okay to disagree. It's okay that, my point is at least understand what each side says. That's it.
Right.
Just understand, but okay, I see your side, you see my side. Shake hands. Like, there's people actually get into arguments and fights over people they don't even know. They don't even know them.
They willing to end the whole relationship, bro.
They unfollowing each other. Some people are getting more mad than Steph Curry's probably mad at the whole situation.
Right.
This interview's been out, and I'm pretty sure he's been seeing it.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Playoffs to focus on.
He ain't worried about that. Like, and this interview happened apparently a while ago. Like, this wasn't something I think that was recent, if I'm not mistaken. I think this interview happened a little while ago. They just showed it recently,
right?
Because stuff they tape and stuff is older most of the time.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he's been seeing this. I'm pretty sure they been talked about before she even released this to everybody. And it's a personal insecurity. Personal insecurity. How many times have we really said, like, this person got on my nerves, man? I just want to kill this person right now. How many times have we said, oh man, I want to kill? I just want to bring this person.
I've had people say that about me, and I've said it about them easily.
Does that mean you're gonna do it? Does that mean you're gonna do it? No. So why y'all taking what she's saying out of context like the same thing? That's all I'm saying. Well, it's the same exact thing. It's a personal insecurity that people are going through, and that's the sad part to me is the fact that we always want people to open up and share what they're going through because that's how you get healing. That's how you be healed. You got to share stuff with people. You can't hold everything on your own, right? Because you can't do life on your own.
Yep, but the sad part about that is you put it out there to get healing, and all you get is more curses and
my point
and
exactly
bad mouths
Yep.
and bad mouth talking and just hate. Like, that's not why she said this. She said this to obviously seek some type of healing and closure because this is how she felt. She wouldn't have,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
And not
this
to
was
mention
her outlet.
how many people deal with this.
A lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's come on, man.
It ain't
that's
just her.
There's men
housewives
and women.
right now.
There's men and women. Even people that are not even married is dealing with this. Like, that's not. Why are we pretending like this is like a rare? Like, I don't like. It just baffles me. It just really baffles me. You know, some people. That's the only thing that really just killed me about this is the fact that if we criticize this for someone open about personal insecurity, what can we share? What can we share? How are people ever going to express what they're going through and actually get help if you're going to criticize what her personal insecurity? Not even actually something she did. She didn't even do anything wrong. She never even talked about cheating or nothing of that. She didn't. Like, honestly, I can't believe this is a big deal, to be honest with you. Now that I really think about it in a deeper, like, I don't know why this is such a big deal. I really don't know it's a big deal.
It's a big deal because you got hurt people that don't know how to get healing. That's
Bingo.
what it is.
Bingo.
That's what it is.
Bingo.
People don't know how to get healing anymore.
Bingo.
People don't know how to have a conversation, and then people don't know how to have a civil conversation where they focus on, all right, let's deal with the issue. Now let's figure out a solution for you to heal.
Bingo.
Nobody wants to have that conversation in 2019. I don't care how open-minded you are. I don't care how much you want everything to be equal. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see these people heal. Why? Because you make more money off people hurt than they are healed.
It's always a profit.
It's always
a profit.
And the profit necessarily does not have to be currency. It could be branding. It could be likes. It could be shares. It could be comments.
Whatever. It could be whatever, like whatever.
It could be whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing about the overall situation. We're looking at this from more of a psychological and sociological perspective.
Yep.
This is a nest of hurt people that don't know how to get healing.
Yep. And
That's
honestly,
exactly
you can see who has really been hurt in these situations. You can tell who's really been hurt. Like, even like going back and forth with people, I'd be like, dang, yeah, you must have went through something. Either you really went through something or you just don't want to shade because the other side is throwing shade in the same type of perspective in reverse. You know, that I can tell. I can tell by even going back and forth with certain people about it. So really, I'm just hoping and praying that, for one, we try to treat everything fairly. You know what I'm saying? We try every situation fairly. And I know for a fact, even females, like if Steph Curry would have said this, I know he would have got crucified. He would have. Like, even, you know, and I don't know, I hate to bring this point up, not really, but it's the fact, like, okay, even like in the black community, like, just say like some black women, if they see a famous black person, black male, marry a white woman, he's a sellout. You know,
on site,
he's a sellout, right?
On site.
But you know, if it's like a black woman and she has a white dude, then it's a different story. So that stuff like that is the reason why guys are acting the way they are acting. And really, why does it matter? Why does that even matter? Who you marry? Who cares? Who really cares? Who you date? Who you marry? It's you. It's up to you. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, purple, fuchsia, orange. It don't matter. If you like them and they're the person for you, who really cares?
Right.
You know, who really cares? But I'm just saying, use that exact example to the fact that's the reason why guys are acting the way they are. And, you know, me being a guy and me understanding it, I understand that point of view. But me, I tend not to think like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always have my initial reaction, but before I try to react, I try to gain facts and actually listen to or see whatever it is first and then make a reaction and say things. Like, I don't like to just make it, because obviously if you're mad or if you see something off the first reaction, most of the time it's going to be unrational.
Most of the time you're going to be talking out of your neck
Yeah,
wrong.
you're going to be unrational.
It's just going to come off very wrong.
You know? That's why be slow. Actually focus. Actually take some time and actually evaluate and sit back, you know. And really, that could be a life lesson on handling your anger in certain situations too. Like, it's okay to be angry. There ain't nothing wrong with being angry, but try to relax before you react.
Right.
Think before you react. Really think before you react. That would really help us out in a lot of situations. We would think about the consequences, the non-consequences, the ramifications of everything before we did stuff. But a lot of times we let our anger and stuff or certain things get the best of us, and then we lash out. And later on, I know people be like, okay, maybe what I said was too harsh, or maybe and then that's when the damage is done. And then once the damage is done, people will be like, they can't apologize for nothing no more,
right?
Or they can't say, okay, that my bad, that's a little too harsh no more. The trust is broken.
Yeah, it's and this is something that's helped me out because I remember a time where I had a chip on my shoulder and I was angry about a lot of things. I sat down at times in my life and I processed what was happening, what was making me angry, and then I would go back to that person and said, look, this is the issue that I'm having and here's why. Mm-hmm. And I would go down the line, and once that conversation was had, it was like, dang, I see where you're coming from now with this whole situation. Like, okay, now I see why you was kind of mad because of these number of situations or how you think. And 9 times out of 10, that solved a lot of the problems than me just, than me thinking first impulse, lash out at this guy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That should be the last resort. Like, I'm the type of person, I'm not going to turn around. Violence is not the first option for me. Mm-hmm. Violence is not the first option for me. That's not my go-to. Mm-hmm. That's like the absolute last resort. That's if my life is threatened.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's
the last resort.
At that point. Yeah.
My life is threatened.
Absolutely.
But it's one of them things, man. I always try to, first of all, when I'm in a conversation, I look at the person who I'm talking to. Mm-hmm. Then I try to figure out, all right, is there something he's dealing with outside of this for him or her to be acting this way? Oh. If it's not, then okay, then I have to work it. Then it's an issue really between me and her, and then I have to go with that case. It's a step-by-step process. And the problem with people now is they don't take that into account and they go off impulses. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to sit down and actually think. Yeah. They go off impulses and feelings and emotions and make erratic decisions.
That's big.
And it costs them much more than had they had just had an open conversation and being like, look, this is where I stand. And you may not like it, you may not like it, but I have to tell you this way so you understand why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting.
Absolutely.
So those conversations need to be had. We can't be talking, especially in 2019, and everybody is much aware of issues. This generation that's younger than me and Ivan is aware of every issue just as much as us. And for us to sit over here and shout equality, want things equal, but at the same time be the very opposite of that and create division, y'all are being used as pawns when it comes to relationship topics, when it comes to health topics, when it comes to government, when it comes to a bunch of array of different things.
We're pretty much contradicting ourselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
That's what it is.
I mean, let's be honest. That's pretty much what it is.
And you don't think the next generation after you is going to pick up on that? We picked up on some of them things.
Yes, we do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's one of the things where somebody has to come in, and I don't care if it's one person, a group of people, but somebody has to really look at this and say, all right, I'm going to look at this situation. I'm going to learn different. I'm going to try to figure it out, and I'm going to look at it on a deeper, much closer level so that way I can get back to being more community-oriented instead of being more divided. And
that's pretty much everyone being a product of what they've been seeing. If you're always around people that never analyze their situation before they react, you're going to pick up on the same things. So naturally, a lot of people pick up on that. It's just that we gotta change. We gotta do better in it. You gotta analyze this situation. Stop reacting all the time on first impulses. I know it's hard. It's definitely hard. Because I didn't I was about to almost react on first impulse, but now, as I've gotten older and a little more wiser in certain areas, I'd be like, yo, I need to think before I react to certain things.
Right.
Let me just sit back and actually listen. Let me analyze a little bit. Let me just think about it. And then, bam, I can really make a good opinion after I do that. And we do that in almost every situation that it requires that, or we'll make better decisions. But, it takes a discipline in that in itself. I mean, we all can do it. We all can do it. We can. It's just to take the time to sacrifice to do that. That's going to be the hard part.
I know originally I had the script one way, but I'm going to switch it up and kind of bring this up. Because we're talking about ways of reaction and ways of processing your hurt, or ways of processing how you react to certain things. When it comes to Joyner Lucas and Devil's Work,
yes.
What was your initial thoughts on that visual?
When I first heard, he had a song called Devil's Work. I like Joyner Lucas anyway because his songs or the stuff he talks about in his music, it's always like a pivotal time in like and like what's going on in the media and stuff like that. Like even his song "I'm Not a Racist," that was like a pivotal time with Trump and the police shootings and all this different stuff. So I peeped that about Joyner Lucas. Like he pays attention to a lot that's going on. And when I first heard the song, I liked the song. Like I like the song. I listened to it like a few times. I like the song because of how real the song is. Right. The song is real. The song's about things that people are talking about. The song is it's about, or even you can relate to the song if you lost a lot of people in your life and not really understanding why. You know, I even think of the song and think of it like the whole book of Psalms. Like the whole book of Psalms, like David, he was pretty much writing letters and expressing his heart to God. Like even to the point where he's doubting God, even to the point where he's asking God, "Where are you?" Like all this different stuff. Mm-hmm. But even towards the end of the song, he's like, "I know it's not your fault, God. It's the devil's work." Mm-hmm. You know. And even David, he came back to reassurance after that, like, and giving God thanks and praise and stuff like that. So it's a real thing that. It's a real healthy, expressive way to talk to God. That's how I looked at the song as like a really healthy, expressive way. And people be thinking like, "Oh, you shouldn't doubt God," and blah 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 blah. I mean, we all doubt things. That's what we do. We're in a doubt. That's what makes faith so big.
The Christian community, there were some pockets of the Christian community that had a problem with what he was saying. Like even Bizzle put out a reply that I felt was. Bizzle put out a reply that I think was very cliche Christian.
Okay.
Even for Bizzle.
What did he say? Because I didn't even see it.
He was mentioning, who are you to question? He was talking like he was God, but he was saying, who are you to question? I'm the potter, you're the clay. And that was basically the gist of his freestyle. I know there's a lot more to that, but that was one of the things that stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. In my personal opinion, I think that Joyner Lucas was talking about a struggle that a lot of people have, a struggling conversation with God where it's like, why are you taking away all these good people that I know and you leaving me down here with these jerks that don't give a crap about nothing you standing for?
Absolutely.
And you letting just the devil just come in and just almost having his way at times. Like, why is this happening? Like, it was a frustrating conversation. Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people in the Christian community didn't understand where Joyner Lucas was coming from. They thought it was like, they thought he was clapping back at God. No, he was having a real conversation in a rap with God because he was genuinely frustrated as to why you have all these talented, great people passing way too soon. We don't need to name them, but we could. MJ, Tupac, Prince.
Yeah. There's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a list is long.
It's very long.
It's too many. So this is that frustration. Like even I can name it down to the common man. There are a lot of family members that we have that are gone too soon. There's a lot of friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets frustrating because as you get older, you keep hearing, we keep hearing people in high school that passed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's frustrating because we keep hearing that and we're like what is going on? I think that's what Joyner Lucas was trying to hit on. I think he hit the nail on the head.
I agree.
And I think that Bizzle's reply, I personally thought it was cliche. I get where he's coming from. I thought it was too cliche. I thought he missed the point of why Joyner was saying what he was saying in those rap songs. He wasn't questioning God like it's not with people. Here's another thing, and back me up on this if I'm wrong or correct me.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
I feel like people get it twisted when you're having a conversation with God and you're frustrated about certain things and you want clarity over the situation. They think, oh, you're trying. How dare you question God? Like, no, God welcomes questioning. He is all about giving you answers.
Yeah.
If you come up to him frustrated and seeking answers, it's like, oh, he wants answers. He wants that. He cherishes that. Like he cherishes that time when somebody comes to him and is like, hey, I got all these questions and I need answers from you. I don't know what's going on. He cherishes that. So for somebody to turn around and say, who is he to question God? I'm like, yo, that's his son or daughter he's talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let them have that moment.
Exactly.
Who are you to turn around and judge them? There was at one point you were frustrated. There was at one point you were down. There was at one point you didn't have all the answers.
Absolutely.
You didn't have that joy of salvation.
Yep.
You didn't have that joy in your heart. There were times you were frustrated. There were times you didn't know if you was going to make it the next week, the next day, the next month.
Yep.
So we have to really, and this goes back to what me and I were talking about earlier in this episode. We have to get in touch with looking at ourselves before we look at other people.
Yeah.
And if we're going to look at somebody,
I agree.
Let's focus on helping them up instead of just trying to bring them down even more. That's not helping the issue. That's making them feel worse.
Yeah.
People are wondering why there is such a push for mental health. People wondering why there's people that are killing themselves out of nowhere and they smile all the time, but really they kill themselves. This is why.
I agree.
This is why.
I definitely agree.
This is why. You got everybody's opinions and negative comments amplified for the world to see, and it glorifies it more, and it is stressful on the brain.
Yep.
Last episode, I was talking with Patrick Finn about some of the dangers of social media.
Yeah.
And that has attributed to that because people are quick to just, like you said before, say stuff on impulse, not really think through.
Yep.
And I'm like, y'all's comments are responsible for this suicide that happened, this depression that is going on. Y'all could potentially be, y'all got to speak life. When a Christian turns around and says, speak life, not death, it ain't for cliche, giggles or whatnot. It's real.
Yeah, it is.
It's real. So it's just one of them situations. Like, I think that Joyner's piece was excellent. Joyner always stays in a pocket and always brings a message. That's why I love when Joyner Lucas comes out with these type of visuals. And we got to give it up for, I don't know who the director is. I don't know who the camera operator is. They did a good job.
They did a very good job.
They did a good job, too.
One thing I will say, and I do like Bizzle and I like his music and I like where he comes from, but I'm going to definitely say he dropped the ball on this one. And the reason why I'm going to say he dropped the ball on this one, because this was your perfect opportunity, because you have enough clout in your career to really hit up Joyner Lucas, and that was a perfect opportunity for you to explain the gospel more to him, to talk to him more about God, or why God allows certain things to happen. That was a perfect opportunity for you to help him with that, and you just dropped the ball on it by criticizing just like that. So now he's not really going to even pay attention or listen to what you got to say. You're just another naysayer. He don't got time for that. We dropped the ball. He dropped the ball on that. That was an easy way to shoot. Like, hey, bro, the video was actually interesting. Like, even if he didn't even like, I'm not even saying he had to like the video. I'm just saying, like, wow.
He could have said in the freestyle.
He could have, like, man, he could have easily DM'd him or whatever. Like, look, the video was interesting. Like, let's talk more about it. Let me get more clarity on why you made the song. Like, it was many other ways he could have went about the song. But
that could have been an interview right there. Bringing him in and just having that conversation.
Exactly. But since he didn't do that, he just criticized and tweeted and threw it out there. That possibility right there to shine a light and actually understands where someone's coming from is gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, any Christian that said they never doubted or questioned God's lying. Let's just put that out there. They're lying. They're lying. We all have in your walk and in your life, whatever situation or whatever you've been through, you question that God was going to come through, or doubt that he was going to come through, or question why you're going through this and going through that. We all have done it. Look in the mirror in that situation. Look in the mirror. We've all done it. Every Christian has done it. Why was David? Why did God call David a man after God's heart? Why was that his name? Why was that his nickname? I wonder why. Because how he expressed himself to God. How he expressed himself. God will much rather you come to him and express everything that's on your heart than to barely come to him and being phony, like everything is fine, and not expressing nothing too.
Right.
Let's be real. He'd rather for you to come with him 100, and actually, because you're actually trying to have a relationship with him at that point. You're being fully expressing and not holding anything back. Because ultimately, he already knows anyway.
Right. He
knows what you're dealing with. He's waiting for you to come to him and express that to him. So if he already knows it's on your heart, you have all these different things, and you're willing to talk to him and want to talk to him about that, God likes that. He gets excited about that. All right, that's when you're starting to have a relationship. But if you're just praying and being phony and just saying little things and not really being honest, expressive that's on your heart,
right, it's not going to go far.
I'm pretty sure God appreciates a lot more of you being honest and doubting and question the things he do. Come on, man. Y'all be crazy to say y'all never question nothing he did. or doubted anything they did. Come on, like that's bananas, man. It's honestly, it's bananas. It is. And coming at and clearly y'all didn't even listen to the song. If y'all would listen to the song, you wouldn't even said that towards the end. Yeah, sure. The beginning of the song, it kind of sounds like way. Yeah, but towards the end of the song, he's like, you know what? It's not your fault. This is the devil's work.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the end of the song. See, you probably listened to the song, played it, heard like the first few bars, and then like it and just like, oh no, I know what this is about.
Right, and automatically judging.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Not sitting back and processing, just automatically going through the first things, the first bar you hear and taking it and running with it.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even listen to the song because I made sure I listened to the whole entire song before I came up with an opinion on it. And honestly, I honestly knew what he was getting at. I did, because I've been in that situation before. A lot of Christians have been in that way before. Even people that don't even believe question like, oh, there is no God out there. That, you know, they even question. Everyone questions. That's part of your faith. That's how part of you even being a believer. And that's part of you like growing your faith.
Right.
How your faith ever going to get stronger if you never had doubts? If you never had question? If you never been through something? How's your faith ever going to get stronger? How are you ever going to be able to help somebody or have a testimony and help somebody if you don't question and doubt? Like, that's how your faith gets stronger. That's how your belief gets stronger. And honestly, every step of your life, there's going to be something you're still going to. I don't care how holy you are, how in touch with God you are.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Your whole entire Christian walk is going to be the exact same way. That's what it is. And I'm just disappointed because I really feel like Bizzle dropped the ball. I didn't even know he said that, but I'm glad you shared that with me. But
well, that was one of the bars he put in there, and I was like, bro, like, why would you? That wasn't even the route that he was going to go. What Bizzle should have done was he should have either reached out to him, like you said, or come out with a song being like, I know you're frustrated, and I understand why, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or come up with some bars like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
to kind of push it even more. But
Yep.
he came off talking like God, and then adding, and the bar that stuck out to me was, who are you to tell me something? I'm the potter, you're the clay. There was some bars in there like that, and that automatically turned me off. I was like, bro, this could have been a big up for both sides of the situation.
Yeah.
And you could have helped them out better.
You could have, like I said, he dropped the ball. He could have definitely handled it and approached that situation a lot better and more positive things. You could have made a new relationship. Like, you could, like, there's so much more good possibilities that could have came out by you just doing that, you just lost another opportunity.
Yeah, it should have been an encouragement track, not a diss track.
To help him. It's just crazy. Like, there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of times we drop the ball on a lot of things. Like, we miss on opportunities to help people, but since we act on repulse, like we've been talking about,
Right.
we miss the opportunity, the chance to really help somebody.
We sure do.
Like we really do. Like, even like, you know, when Nipsey Hussle died, and you know what Kodak said, and a lot of rappers got mad and upset about what Kodak did, you know, and I can relate, you know, but, you know, and T.I. going back and forth, you know, with a 20-year-old, and he's, you know, pretty much in his 40s, I'm pretty sure, right? And you're going back and forth with him on social media.
And then everybody's chiming in.
You know
how
what
they
I'm
hype
saying?
it up.
You know, and what is that? How you're helping him? How? Like T.I., you've been a veteran in the rap game. You're respected in the rap game. You know, a lot of down south people, you know, they're both from down south. Especially when you're from down south, there's a respect that they have for you. You're both down south rappers. You could easily probably pull it to the side, hit him up in his DM, talk to him.
Right.
Talk to him and be like, yo, you know, Kodak, this is what you said and this is why it's wrong. Because in his mind, who knows, and how he grew up, that might be okay to say what he said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Kodak probably had a lot of guidance in his life, or a lot of people pointing him in positive directions. Clearly, from the choices he's been making and stuff he's been caught up in. Because I remember even in the J. Cole song, Middle Child, and he said, talk about how he likes Kodak. He just misguided for real.
Yeah.
You know, he said he just misguided. He is. He's misguided. And you being T.I., being older, being in a rap game, being a veteran, knowing how it is to be from the streets and what people from the streets go through, and not knowing what he been through and witnessed in his household, you could have easily hit him up. Your people could have talked to his people. You could have got his number and actually had a conversation. Even met him somewhere and actually talked to him face to face and had a conversation on like why this is why I'm telling you why this is wrong.
Face to face conversation is way more better than social media.
Yeah, and you going back and forth and picking back and forth. You're grown. You're grown, bro. You're a grown man. You have kids.
Right.
You have kids. Some of your kids are close to Kodak's age. Almost. They're seeing what you're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we dropped the ball a lot to help people because of our first reaction and impulse instead of thinking before we react. We dropped the ball a lot. You know? That's why it's really important to analyze situations and think about it before we act, because every time we act on first impulse, most of the time it's the wrong reaction. It ultimately is. Most of the time it's the wrong reaction, and then it causes you to go on, who knows, long feuds with people.
Right, it sure does.
Or you doing a violent act that might give you, that could possibly give you jail time. I mean, there's a lot of repercussions for certain actions if you act on first impulse. You know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm gonna get into revealing. We're gonna do a reaction video of this trailer. It Chapter 2 is, the trailer is out, so we're gonna review it. We're gonna watch it right now.
Hold on, It, the scary movie, It?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, why are they still? Okay, well, I'll watch the trailer.
Yes, can I help you?
I used to live here.
Won't you come in? It's the least I can do. Is it like you remember?
Cleaner.
Well, you feel free to look around while I get the water boiling.
Your hair is winter fire. January embers. My heart burns there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Now some music. I do apologize. It gets so very hot here this time of year.
It's fine.
Well, you feel like you could just about die. You know what they say about Derry?
Yeah, there's no pun intended in
No
that.
one who dies here ever really dies.
That's blatant.
Yeah, like these puns are. That's not enough evidence to leave. I don't know what it is. Look at it. Just, yeah.
Right, smiling like that.
Nah, you gotta go.
But tell me, how is it being back in Derry?
It's good. Strange.
Strange? Oh, my. I had some cookies in the oven before you came. Stay right there.
I shouldn't impose. I'm gonna.
No, I insist.
Your photos are lovely, Miss Kirsch. Are these your family?
My father came to this country with $14 in his pocket.
What did he do, Mrs. Kirsch?
My father joined the circus. I was always Daddy's little girl. What about you? Are you still his little girl, Beverly? Are you?
This meeting of the Losers Club has officially begun.
Yeah, they're all grown up. You got James McAvoy in this?
Together.
Hello.
All right, initial thoughts.
Why? Why are they doing another It movie?
Hey, man, the first one was successful. I know it's a remake.
Why? I didn't even like the remake. To be honest.
Oh, you didn't like the remake?
Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a huge fan of them. I mean, besides like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy and stuff like that. But I'm not a huge fan of them remaking like classic scary movies. I mean, it was okay, but now they're making part 2 where they're all. I mean, just let it die, okay? Just let it. I'm sorry. Just let it. Just let that go. Like they stopped making Jason and Freddy movies. Just let it go. How many more times do they have to keep coming back alive and tormenting the same people? Like even like the new Michael Myers movie, I didn't really like. I seen that in theaters. It was like I think it came out last year. I think.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like the final Michael Myers death. This is the last straw, and Jamie Lee Curtis is like older, and she's like a savage and booby traps her.
Yeah,
house.
that was basically them giving the movie for the. That was basically
the last. That was like the last. I think they're doing no more Michael Myers movies.
Yeah, that was
the final thing. Which that was cool. I was cool with that. I was I'm gonna watch this anyway. It was. I mean, it was.
That's the makeup for them '90s trash movies. The bunch of sequels.
I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
You ain't really feeling It Chapter 2, are you?
No, not really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, not really. The trailer. I mean, the beginning part of the trailer it wasn't bad. I'll give you that.
Right.
The lady was creepy. Kept saying dead, emphasizing dead, and stuff like that. I mean, the first part of the trailer wasn't bad, but will I like rush to see this movie? No. Will I see it in theaters? Unless probably some people might have asked me, I might go. But me personally, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I got like was with like Infinity War or something like that. Nah. Or Endgame. No, I'm not gonna be like breaking my neck to get to the movie. And if I miss it in theaters, then I probably won't be heartbroken. Not gonna lie.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see about It Chapter 2 when that is released. I'll probably wait. I waited for the last one to come out on demand. I wasn't too hyped on it.
See, that's my point exactly. See, Everett, thank you. See, that's my point exactly. Thank you, Everett. I appreciate that. See, you wasn't impressed to see the last. This one, it's going to be on Netflix by the time you watch it. Like, man, I'm sorry. And no shade to the people that made It 2. I'm sure it was fun. All the actors in It 2, no shade whatsoever. It's just for my style, my take on it, my opinion on it. I'm not breaking my neck to see this movie. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to. As a matter of fact, if I see it in the theaters, I might not go unless someone paid my ticket. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. Or if I see it on Tuesdays when movies $5.
Yo said he try and get the matinee price.
You know what I'm saying? Like then I'll go see the movie. But I'm not breaking my neck to see It Chapter 2. I'm just not. It Chapter. Even listen to It Chapter 2. Chapter 2.
It's gonna be interesting, man. They're all grown up now. Like I said, I'll probably wait. I gotta see a second trailer, man. I'm not sold yet. I gotta see a second.
You're not
trailer.
gonna be sold on the second, the third, the fourth, or the fifth trailer. See, and I see the hint of optimism you're having, and it's not working. Deep down inside, even the way you ended it, like I think it's gonna be interesting. They're all grown up now, but I just gotta watch another trailer because I'm not sold yet. See, you don't even have faith in it. See, you don't have faith in it yourself. See.
You try to be PC for the people that are really hyped to see it.
I'm sorry, and for whoever watching that likes it. Trying to be nice here.
What you gonna say? It ain't it.
I didn't want to be typical that way. It ain't it. I'm just gonna be like, why? Why are you waiting? Why?
Or end it.
I mean, in the major It fans, I know they like the old one movie better. They don't even like the new one. I know y'all like the old one. I like the old one better. The new one is trash. I'm sorry, it's trash. I'm sorry. I didn't like it that much. I didn't. You didn't like it. Look, Everett. Don't think he has people fooled. Everett, you're not fooling me, okay? You didn't even see it in theaters. You waited till on demand, Everett. On demand.
I sure did.
Exactly. So obviously, you wasn't impressed to see it either. Did you? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give the remake of the movie? And you better be honest. Don't be lying. Be honest.
I give it 6. What would you have gave it? What would you have gave it?
I'll be nice. How nice. But I need to be honest too. I can't be on here lying.
Yeah, you got to be honest.
And I'm not giving it a 6, and that's too high, for sure. That's too high. I'll give it like a 4.
Yo said a 4.5.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry. 4.5. I'm very critical when it comes to like horror movies. Yes, I am,
wow.
actually. And
that's crazy.
It just wasn't it. That was a 4.5.
Yo said it just wasn't it.
Lucky I gave the 0.5.
Yo said
I added an extra 0.5 on it because it's a classic. That's it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but not
crazy.
sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
Well, they gonna flood your comments.
I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure a lot that I said today. They got a lot to say. I'm pretty sure. So I doubt it is gonna be the main thing they're gonna be talking about. There's a lot of other stuff that I talked about that we, matter of fact, we talked about. Look, I ain't alone. You been saying a lot too. So they're gonna be flooding and talking about. And honestly, I like times. I want to hear other people's perspective too. I like hearing other people's perspective. I'm not always right. I'm never gonna be always right.
Right. That's the beauty of it.
That'd be fun. I wish I could be. I wish I could be always right, but I'm not.
Right.
And plus, that'd be whack if I was always right. I'm gonna be fun. Like, what's the point of talking to people if I
right. How you gonna learn if you always
exactly?
Right?
That's whack anyway. So
Yeah. And I want to give a quick shout out before we get up out of here to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on their new royal baby. So I want to give a shout out to the King and the Queen over there in England. Hold on.
There's something fishy going on about that.
What? Prince Harry, my bad.
No, just like think about most couples when they have a baby. In 2 days, they still in the hospital. They still, I feel like in 2 days, she popped out, got cleaned up, and they out and about already, like quickly. Like it pop up, bang, bang, we out here. But I feel like a lot of couples when they in the hospital for extra 2 days.
Or like take some time to relax.
Yeah, like they're out quick. That was a quick pop.
That's that royal clout. That's what that is.
I don't know. There's something fishy about that. I mean, it is royalty, so I can give them that. But it's like, sheesh.
That's gonna be the name of the episode, Royal Clout.
I wanted to see some pictures in the trenches, like how they look like when she was in the hospital, like him dressed up in the gown, him hold, I want to see pictures like that, not when they're like dressed up in the royal outfits again and holding the baby. I want to see the rough pictures. I want to see the rough pictures. That's what I want to see.
They ain't gonna show you that.
You're right.
They ain't gonna show you.
No, you're right. But I want to see it. They ain't going. America wants to see it. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way.
They don't give a crap about America what to see.
I mean, and as they should. You're right, and as they should. But honestly, congrats on the healthy baby. That's awesome. That's their first one, so that's awesome. I know they're gonna probably have, hopefully, at least 2 more. I feel like a royal number for kids is like 3.
3? Oh yeah.
3 kids. I feel like that's like a royal number for kids. I mean, for like a royal family is like 3 kids.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But then again, I don't know much. I'm not a royalty type guy, so I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be like 5 kids for all I know. It could be 2 kids. It could be 1 kid. I don't know.
If you got 5 kids, you need to pump the brakes.
I mean, if you got the money, you can have as many kids you like to support them. You have the money to support them. Like if you balling. Look, if you a billionaire, you can have as many kids you like.
I guess it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't make a lot and you have like 7 kids.
Yeah, but if you have a lot of kids and you end up like Jeff Bezos, that's a whole nother.
I mean, yeah.
half $1 billion gone.
Yeah, that's true. Then my thing is, what the heck you spending on? What do you spend? What are you spending on? Because there's regular people with a lot of kids, and they're somehow making it. So how you spend $500 million on 7 kids?
No, I'm saying if you what I'm saying is if like let's say you have kids with this girl, but the girl leaves like you know what I'm saying?
No, that's a whole nother
yeah.
Topic. That's a whole
that's what I meant by the whole Jeff Bezos.
That's another realm. I don't want to get the women started on that.
Yeah, we'll be here for a whole nother hour. We had to get to that.
No, I don't want to get started on that. They're gonna be really angry.
We'll say that for the next time you show up. This has been another edition of Audio Airstrike. Thank you for joining us, Ivan. Where can they find you at, man?
You can find me on Instagram, just Ivan Jr. Twitter I am Ivan Jr. I think on Twitter. I barely be on Twitter, but you can follow me anyway. It don't really matter. Facebook is just Ivan Morris Jr. My phone number is like you ain't getting all that, but if you want all that, you can hit me up later for all that. So yeah.
Also, plug your church, man.
Oh, church is Abundant Life. It's in Glen Burnie, Furnace Branch Road. Services from 9 to 10:45, and I also do youth kids. So anyone from 6th grade to high school, we do groups on Wednesdays at 7 to 8:30, and then we also have groups on Sunday at the 10:45 service downstairs with the kids. So yeah,
absolutely. Until next time, everybody. Y'all take care. See you.
Peace.